Amiga, madam.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can start, sir.
How many participants are attending now?
Sir, 425, sir.
Okay, shall we start now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Indeed, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all for this ATAL FDP in the name of the future pedagogy, ChatGPT and AI tools of teaching assistance. First of all, I would like to welcome the resource person, Mr. R. Vijay Engineer Manager, Omnicell Bangalore. He is kind enough to accept our invitation to act as a resource person today. And as well as I would like to welcome all the participants, almost 685 participants who are registered. First of all, I would like to thanks to all the participants who have registered our FTP. Uh, and I would like to welcome the organizers of this FTP, Dr. Ambika. She is going to run the show. She is the coordinator of this FTP. And I would like to welcome all others for attending this FTP. This will be very helpful for you to attend, and we have invited almost seven resource persons from various places, in which three from academicians and four from industry peoples. So try to utilize all this person's experience, and you can easily raise your doubts, and the organizer will help you. After each and every session, you just give your feedback. This will be help us to correct ourselves. Once again, I welcome you all for this FTP, 6 days FTP. Thank you very much. Madam, you just start, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You just introduce our resource person, huh?
Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
Good evening to all. I sincerely thank our management and participants for their continuous support and engagement in organizing this program. I take this opportunity to extend a warm and respectful welcome to our resource person for today's session. Now it is my pleasure to brief introduction our esteemed resource person, Mr. Vijay Kumar Ravi. He is a seasoned technology leader with 15 years of industry experience. He currently serves as an engineer manager at Omnicell India, leading large-scale enterprise solution. He specialized in .NET Core, cloud platform, micro services, and enterprise architecture. He has successfully moderated 15 plus year legacy system, improving scalability, security, and performance. Mr. Vijay has a lead and mentored cross-functional team of up to 15 plus members across global projects. His expertise span AI and ML integration, automation, and data-driven decision systems. He has delivered impactful solution in healthcare and the enterprise solution domains. Previously, he held leadership roles at an ANET solution and driving high-impact global projects. He is known for his strong agile leadership, client management, and solution-driven mindset. Today, we are honored to learn from his deep technical insight and real-world leadership experience. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Amir, ma'am. So thanks for this warm welcome and introducing about myself in a brief. Thanks for giving this opportunity to deliver something what I have learned related to the AI and what I have implemented so far. So good to see there is a 430 participants over here. I would like to know, so the participants are from which state? Probably like I see there is a different, looks like people are coming, people are from the different states based on the name I have identified. Let me turn on the chat for just like for 1 minute. So just post your states just to Nice, nice, nice. Lot of people are coming from. I mean, it's completely looks like a pan India session. Wow, it's a great session. Nice, nice. Andhra, Pondicherry, Gujarat. Wow, lot of participants from Gujarat. Nice guys. Correct. Thank you. Let's turn off the chat. Okay. Let me introduce myself. So myself, Vijay Kumar. I'm working as like an engineering manager in Omnicell India Private Limited. So we are healthcare industry. We are working for the robotics in healthcare and in the hospitals. I mean, majorly our applications are robots, which is running in the USA and UK likewise. I'm working as like a part of an a glint, so where I can support different kind of like related to the healthcare domain. So what kind of a implementation we can improvise, I mean, related to the medicine, patients, pharmacy. There is like a lot of things, lot of applications and robots which is running in the hospitals and universities across USA. And let me share my screen. Let's start the session quickly. Let me check whether I have the share option. Yeah, I do have. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence in Education. I hope everybody using ChatGPT, Gemini, and across all other AI tools. So I believe this session may be like just a small piece of cake for you guys to get some information more about AI. So I'll not get into the tools directly. Before I'm getting into before I just wanted you to give like some brief intro about artificial intelligence. So why artificial intelligence? What does it mean, intelligence? And how it become like a artificial intelligence? What is the current necessary in this industry? So as you are like a educational leaders, so you are already browsed and Googled, and still you are using like a lot of new AI tools and across the, I mean, there is like a lot of AI tools now in the market. So where you can see, where you can, I mean, for the free verse, you can use it and you can develop something, a code, or you can presentation, PPTs you can prepare and for your research purpose. So there is like a lot of things which is emerged. So let's understand what is intelligence, where the term intelligence come from. Where you can see intelligence, which is nothing but like a capacity to understand, to make the system understand or learn or do some kind of a specific problem solving tasks and thinking about some kind of some domains perspective or categorized information or reasoning. It's all like a we are training or system getting trained himself. It called as like a intelligence. This term we generally call it as like a artificial intelligence. That means when you're giving something to the system, that means you're giving a training to the system gets trained with like a small amount of data. For example, you're building a system which doesn't have any information as like a predefined information with it. how you can expect anything from the system? You can't expect anything from the system. So first, as like a human, we born as like a baby, each and every stage, like from the child, from the as like a baby, and we crawled and we started standing and we just started running, and we observed the people, their parents, somebody who was talking about, and they can grab the language. So this is how their intelligence will be fed into their brain, and they were able to do any active tasks further. The same way, system computers also supposed to, it should behave as like a normal human being. So if it needs to think itself, if it needs to do task itself, it has to be pre-trained with the information. Let's take an example of a robot which is running in the, Coca-Cola industry, for example, or else like some bottle in the Coca-Cola industry. So they were kept some kind of a robot which is to identify any flaws, any cracks, any damages, any leakages in the bottles. So if they wanted to identify such things, they have to feed the information to the system as like a, what will be a clean, perfect bottle looks like. So they have to take each and every pixels of the image, and it has to be trained to the system. The system needs to be equipped with those information. It's like a collection of all the pixels of the images. Once you given the complete the image of clean and perfect bottle, then system is ready now to scan the each and every bottle if there is any flaws occurred. So this is the all robotic systems which is doing. When you say robotic system, what I explained just now, this is with respect to the categorized information, domain specific knowledge training. What does it mean, domain specific? Domain specific, which is nothing but where you are feeding, you are training a system with specific knowledge about specific set of tasks. It doesn't know, as I told an example, it doesn't know about chairs. It doesn't know about the tables. It only knows about the bottle, what it is being trained of. That we call it as like a specific categorized domain specific expert robots. We also call this is an weak AI as well. I'll tell you why this is an weak AI. Just a minute. Let me collapse this. So is my PPT completely visible, or are you able to still see my this meet.google page? Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Let me collapse this. I'll keep aside. I don't know. I doesn't have the hide option. All right. So let's discuss about the strong AI versus weak AI. The strong AI, which is currently what you guys are using, it behaves as like a human. It acts consciousness. Whatever you are telling to the system, it will respond to you as like a human being. As like how you are talking with your friends, your colleagues, somebody, neighbors, as like how you think, how you are talking to the system, it will convert himself as is, and it will respond to you. If you are if you're saying that particular AI, example, let's take in a ChatGPT. You're telling him, hey, you're my friend. So let's discuss as like a friends. It will be immediately converted as like a friend. It will ask you, hey, Vijay, how are you? How's the days going? Is everything fine? Like such kind of a bundle of questions, it will shoot you. If you're saying that AI, hey, you are my professor, so behave like a professor, then it starts acting like a raising your questions and asking relevant questions as like a professor. He treats me as like a student, and he will ask me like a, hey, did you learn something today? Did you learn anything new today? And what about this task? Have you completed? It all depends upon the way we are expecting him. So that is called as like a strong AI. Whatever the domain, whatever the system it can be, whatever the category or classification it can be, so it will be trained himself, and it will be convert his system, and it will act as like. So why it become a strong AI? I'll explain later. Let's talk about the weak AI. Weak AI is a system which is pre-trained information. Only the information which have what it is being trained, it will act only related to them. And also, it is like a domain specific, and it is being like a programmed control, and it cannot act beyond the level. Let's take an example of a old medical system, pharma systems. Like if you're going to meet a doctor and you're saying, hey doctor, I have a cough. Or they will say, the next thing is like okay, let's diagnose this. Hey nurse, can you please check the temperature? Okay. Now they have the data of cough and temperature. They're feeding the system. Now they're checking their pattern. Cough, he's having a cough. Plus this is the temperature. That is the pattern recognition. So now they are matching with the pattern, cough plus temperature. What can be the reason? Oh, he's having a dehydration. Okay. Cough plus temperature plus dehydration. What it can be? Then the system will check the comprehensive analysis. These are like a pre-feeded information. With this combination, a patient comes. This will be the diagnosis, and this will be the problem or this person impact with. Let's say cough plus temperature plus dehydration. This pattern matched, and the diagnosis recommended, the system is recommended, it's a bronchitis. This is the expert system. In this, Kaveri Dumal has raised. You have any queries? So just give me a minute. I will give like a session where you can ask the queries. So please note your questions, and I will turn on the chat window. You guys can you can ask, you can post your questions one by one. Okay. All right. So this system will be called it as like a weak AI because it contains like a pre-domain specific information only, which gives us like a what you fed. It will not gives you a new content based on the information what you are feeding. That's why we call it as a weak AI. Okay, there is a two categories of AI. One is predictive AI and another one is like a generative AI. So predictive AI, which gives like a accurate information based on the amount of data which it contains. That means the historical data, what it have, it looks, whatever the questions you are raising, it will check the pattern. Based on the pattern and based on the information available with the system, it will pull out and it will show a prediction. It's just like a pattern matching, and prediction algorithm will work from the backend. There is another current AI, whatever we are using, generative AI. A generative, the name itself, you can see, it generates. It generates, generative AI generates a new content. How come it creates new content? Both are AI. Where you say like a predictive AI, there also you need to train a data. Generative AI, there also you need to train a data, right? But there is a huge difference between these two things. When you say predictive AI, it acts with respect to the prediction with this set of data, what you have been trained, it will not create a new content based on the information fed. Whereas in the generative AI, it transforms a new content with huge amount of data which have. Nowadays, you guys wonder how ChatGPT being trained in such a way. Who trained this? Who gave the such kind of a huge amount of data? It's nothing but internet. ChatGPT, how it works, it's like a, just imagine from starting of the internet emerges till now, what are all the websites, what are all the contents you have fed, what are all the images you fed? It's all the data. It's all the data being fed to the system. And from that system, it's completely being trained and updated with like a latest information. When I say trained, what does it mean trained? How it works? What kind of a combinations? I will explain about those things. There is a different algorithms behind that. Based on the algorithm, and it will, it will create like a new contents, it thinks about it. Okay. Predictive AI. So forecasting the future. As I explained, it's always rely on the historical data and identifying the patterns. So patterns, which is as like a collective information and combination of set of patterns. Let's take an example as a color. Okay, there is a there is a symbol called round, which having like a red color. There is a triangle which is in blue color. There is a square which is in green color. The same way, the three symbols are shuffled with the different colors. When you see different colors, and system started training himself and putting into the set of groups. Circle all the circles with the same color. Circle with different colors. Circle, triangle, and square with the same color. So likewise, it creates a group. It prepares and ready for the pattern. And based on the question which raises, it will identify which pattern which is matched, exactly matching. It will check. Is it like a 20% matching, 50% matching, 90% matching? It's like a closely related pattern matches, and those patterns will be identified and it will be recognized as like a response. Where you see a generative AI. So when you see in this slide deck, that you can see trains on huge data sets, performs diverse tasks, understands preferences, and generates new content. Whenever you guys doing a chat with ChatGPT, you'll give like a a sentence that usually we call it as like a prompt. So the prompt is a question which will be given as like a query to the generative AI. This generative AI will identify a keywords and it will read the complete sentence with the combination of the individual. It will identify what you want, and it will check what is the key pattern which they matched, and it will generate a new content, and it will give us like a response. That's how the generative AI works. GPT. What does it mean, GPT? Generative pre-trained transformers. That means a pre-trained information will be transformed with like a new content. Those things which call it as like a generative AI. Just like a history. So starting 1950s, there is a task enabled with like a, this artificial intelligence. This started, this kind of a discussion started in the early 1950s. It was like a, people were thinking, oh, this is not like that easiest way we can implement. We can train the system as like all the intelligence with respect to the it automatically it thinks about himself, and it have like a capability of all the intelligence which it have, and it could able to respond to us like with a new information. After the internet emerged, people started feeding more data into the system. They are uploading and they are writing articles. They are creating videos. Those becomes a data collection. So have you ever wondered why only Google gives everything for free? That means free means you can search for free, you can get the Gmail for free, you can have like a Google Photos for free, and Drive, and a lot more things. A Google system, they won't give anything for free. It's like a data collection. So your input data, it becomes now it's like a wide range of a huge data set for them. They identified lot of patterns between the mails. And a simple example, they built a system which is capable of identifying which are all the mails are legitimate and which are all the mails are spam. How it becomes spam? They have to match some kind of a category matching, keyword matching, classification. So nowadays you guys receive some kind of a mail, hey, congratulations, you won the lottery, you have like a so and so money you have earned. If somebody clicks on the link, gone. Your system will be gone to their control, and there is a possibility of looting your money. A lot of things can happen. These things has to be properly identified by the AI system. For that, it needs a data. What kind of keywords I can look into the mail, and I can suppress the mail. I can stop that. I can push the mail to the spam. So for those, so far, a trillions of data, trillions of mails, which we send across, it becomes as a data set for Google. Okay, let's move to the discussion of neural networks. I hope you all aware about neural networks. Even since I was in engineering, so even I also studied neural networks, neurons. Nobody can understand, because this is like at the time it started with understanding, so what is neural networks and how it works. So I haven't. I mean, even I also saw some days. I mean, in my when I was studying in engineering, so I gave some guy presented even some papers also. So neurons, which is nothing but as like a resemblance of our human brain, how our human brain, when you think something, so how it will operate, and those neural networks, they wanted to make it like a system to be behaved itself, and it needs to think himself. That's why they brought such kind of a new system, which is like a artificial neural networks. So these artificial neural networks, which is like a two-layered process. One is an input, one is an output. When you're giving an input, it needs to think in deeper, in deeper. What it has to, what it's supposed to think. Think, which is like a, when you are giving an input as a cat image, it needs to recognize this is a cat. How it will recognize it is a cat? How it will recognize it is a dog? How it will recognize it is a monkey or a human or a chair or an object, something. It's having like a lot of predictive AI information. That means a predefined patterned information. And it is not alone trained by human, it trained by himself. Because there is a limitation which human can train something, right? So if you give some information that we can able to think 10 information, okay, I'm typing some 10 information, I'm feeding into the system will operate and behave and respond only for those particular 10 set of instructions. But it's not enough. We need more information. The system needs to behave himself. It needs to be a more intelligent, and it has to give more information. Let's take an example of a chessboard. When we are walking, when we are playing as in the chessboard, we know as like a people who are expert in the chess, they know which move is the right, which move is wrong. So why you are doing that move to the opponent system, I mean to opponent person. An opponent person are also can be a expert. Just we are seeing the pattern. We are just putting those information to the system, and we are training the system. See, this is the move you have to be trained with. And the system also we are asking it needs to think, is this is the right move, or you can identify any kind of probabilities. If you move this way, what will happen? If you move this way, all probabilities it will gather based on the rules provided. And this set of rules and instructions become an intelligent system, and it having a cluster of patterns. These cluster of patterns become a auto-thinkable in the system. I mean, expert system. We can call it as like an artificial neural networks. So these neural networks, you are giving an input and you are getting an output. In between, there is like a multiple combination of the pattern matching, and it system rethinks, and it maybe it looks like a mimicking a human brain. How a human brain thinks of it. So this is the basic information about the neural networks. Yeah, as I explained just now, is recognizing a dog image. So let's see where you can feeding this image to the system, identify what is this. And system needs to identify until it has like a dog. When you're seeing in your eyes, you know, you see you are being informed it has like a dog. This is a dog. This is a dog. Wherever you see your brain already pre-trained with this image as a dog, immediately when you see this, you will say, oh, it's a dog, it's a cat, it's a monkey. Okay. But how system knows about it? It's being trained with like a lot of different dogs images, and each and every pixels being trained. It fed with eyes, it checks with eyes, tail, legs, and it's complete each and every segment of the every segment pattern of this dog and curves, everything. Then based on the fed and informed to the, I mean, pre-trained information to the system, it will identify, hey, this is a dog. Based on my information, this is what I found. How? Let's understand something from data-driven intelligence, how the data is mimicking, how we are identifying the patterns, how we are making the system intelligent, making decisions. There is a different algorithms. Let's see that one. Okay. Before that, a common AI systems in our daily lives. As I have explained, so we have a lot of, system needs a lot of data, and it needs to be categorized. It needs to be pre-trained with those information, how it behaves, how it operates as like a intelligent. So let's take a some set of a common AI systems, which is currently we are playing with, a robotics and a machine learning. So I hope few of you guys maybe computer experts or artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithms also you guys would have written. I don't know. So you guys might be come across from the different domains or different departments. Okay. Almost everybody knows what is robotics, but not everybody knows what is machine learning. So machine learning, this is also like a kind of training, and we are giving like a list. There is a different algorithms being trained with. There is a hierarchy. When you say like AI is like a common term, we can call it as how the AI works, which having like a deep analysis. The deep analysis, where it comes from, how it has to be get analyzed, how it has to be trained. It all depends upon the machine learning which we are given to the system. And autonomous vehicles. I hope you guys aware of the Tesla or lot of new, nowadays there is like a lot of automated driving vehicles which is there in the market. How it being working, how it is being trained himself, how it is equipped. There is a system, that that particular auto-driven vehicles fully covered with the sensors. Those sensors, how to operate the system already pre-programmed. How it is being pre-programmed, collected information from various driver modules and all the driver, how the car drives and how a driver drives, various drivers, how it will come. When the speed which is going in this, which is a car is going in the 100-kilometer speed. So in this particular road, what will happen? So such kind of various informations being collectively kept as like a programmed. I'm just sorry. My conference room, I think they turned off. Just a minute. Yes, all done. All right. So whereas, as I told, these are all like a pre-information, collected information. So for how the driver is being trained. So for drive, all the sensor fusions, predictive modeling informations, everything is like a collated. They become like a AI technology. And natural language processing. So natural language processing is nothing but if you talk in English to the system, it will understand. If you talk in Tamil, it will understand. If you talk in Hindi, it will understand. So it will not only it will understand and response to your query, as like how we are having, you are holding your mobile phone with your AI assistant. The AI assistant will provide whatever the things which you needed. Okay. I hope everybody aware of the term IoT, Internet of Things. Internet of Things, which is nothing but what you're wearing in your hand, the smartwatch, and your smart home, and your Wi-Fi, and your mobile phone. Everything is like a IoT. What they are doing in IoT? A device which is connected with the internet, simply it is called IoT. How it works? Why we call it as why? What is the relevance over here with AI with our system? There is a big relevance with this, because AI need data, but where the data come from? The data we are providing. We guys are providing the data. If somebody wants to create a health monitoring system, they need a huge data set about health information of the various patients, even the normal persons. Hospitals or universities, when you say data set, there you can go like a patients who are going to that hospital and they are collecting the data. Only like we can call 5% of the data which is over there. But for the AI system, it's not enough. It needs to be sorry. It needs to track information from various and vital information from the different normal person and mid-range person, and it's like they have to collect a lot of information. So to collect a lot of information, they can't ask everybody, hey, share your data, hey, give your vital information, I want to monitor you. So they won't ask you because they can't ask. It's like a just a minute. As per law, it's not allowed. It's a violence. Okay. So they introduce this wearable technology and your smart home. When you say like a smart home, wearable technologies, when anything in the world which connects with the internet, it started leaking or it started grabbing your data for the training. ChatGPT revolution. Now you guys started using the ChatGPT, hopefully, and I'm sure. So you are not just typing like a small prompt sets and you are asking like a system, hey, can you please prepare a mail? Can you please write a, sorry guys, I caught in the weather. I'm having a little cough. Sorry for the interruptions. Okay. So which gives the different kind of contents and how the contents or came from. So far I have gave like a pattern matching, trained with like a lot of data sets and huge data sets, huge volume of data sets, and based on the matching patterns, it will identify, it will create like a new, it will mimic as like a human activities, right? Human response. So there is two kind of machine learning which we can say in this, like a machine learning era. There is a two kind of learning. One is like a supervised and another one is like a unsupervised. So whereas a supervised data, where it comes from the labeled information, the labeled information, which is as I gave like a small example, cat and dog. So I'm just giving an image of a cat. I'm mentioning this image is like a cat. another image, this is a dog. So likewise, I'm giving lot of the information with labeling. That we normally call it as like a supervised learning. And unsupervised learning, where the data which doesn't have the information of what it is, an image or video, it doesn't know what that image it is. It will be gets grouped together. It's like a clusters, and it will identify, it will group, and it will create like a new set of patterns. So that's how, where you can see how it is getting trained. There is a two kind we can separate it. One is like a supervised and another one is like a unsupervised. So where you can see like in the slide, what is supervised and what is unsupervised. A supervised learning works with the data that has proper patterns and labels already assigned. The system learns by example, mapping inputs to known outputs. That means all the trained information you are keeping in on side. From the trained information, now it produced one pattern. From the produced pattern, now if you are feeding a non-labeled information, then it will creates like a relationships, and it will produce like a new output. Hey, this is matching with this pattern. This is matching with this algorithm. This image looks like a monkey, so you can create. This is matching. This pattern is matching completely. It realized it. I mean, it recognized. Whereas in unsupervised learning, it doesn't have an information about any image. It will be realized, how it will be recognized. It is a specific image which is named it as like a, we have to be labeled it as this. It discovers the hidden pattern autonomously, and it groups, it clusters. It will keep a cluster of information, and it will create like a new groups with the same images, and it will leverages a new abandoned, where and all the given set of unlabeled images match. After creating a set of groups, you will get some kind of a residues. Those residues again it will abandon as like an unlabeled data. So this is the basic understanding of supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Okay. Let's discuss about this email spam challenge. I think a few minutes before discussed about this as well. What is email spam challenge? So this email spam challenge, when in the email there is like a two things only you can see. One is spam, one is not spam. That's it. That's like a, we call it as like a binary classification. So to identify an email which is a spam, there is a multiple, it's like a massive data you have to train with. What is that massive data? That massive data, which is nothing but an email content. That with email content, keyword, those contains and its behavior, which contains a kind of like a the links, which is inappropriate links, which is kept over there, and it says like a keyword winner, congratulations, lucky, free, lottery. So those things will be identified as like a keywords. Then those automatically will be pushed to the spam. And still you can see your Gmail account, few of the emails being recorded as like a spam, but even it's not a spam. Why it is converted into a spam? Because the origin of the mail and flooded mails. So this particular origin, from this route, it's flooding the complete email system. So it's sending to the multiple peoples in a short duration. So then automatically it's like a behavioral it's kind of a behavior. It will collect the information and it will be marked as like a spam. When you say it's not spam, when you are marking an email, it's like a not spam. For you, only for you, it will be recognized as like a not spam. So let's understand a data model and abstractions. So what is it like a data model? A data model, which is nothing but a compact and reusable structure of patterns, which kept in like a training how it has to be. It's like a ordered, or it's kind of like a segregated, where you can say how input has to be gets categorized, and it has to be feed. It's like a structure. It will create like a one new common structure. So this then pattern identification will become like a two ways. One is, as I mentioned, supervised and unsupervised. So this is again specified as like a classification and clusters. When you have like a information about a specific set of data, that means like where you can take an example of a binary classification. It's always binary classification, which comes as like a classified as like a supervised learning. So this supervised learning being used in the fraud detection. So fraud detection, email fraud detection, or money fraud detections, transactions. So even in the bank transactions also, it will be like a binary classification. A transaction will be recognized as like a authenticated transaction, or it's like a fraudulent transaction. Only two categories. And whereas you're having a cluster of data, group of new set of data, which is unrecognized categories, that becomes a data clustering, which will be, let's take a different example over here. You're browsing into the Amazon. You're shopping something in the Amazon. As you are like a searching something, laptop. Just you're searching laptop today. Okay. And where and all website you are visiting, automatically what you searched for, different kind of laptops, which always pops out and roll back in the ads. You might wonder how it becomes. Even if you turn off your cookies, so still you can see those informations. Now the browsers and AI systems are more intelligent. It knows how to operate and how to makes you to buy. AI system of Amazon, which is identifying a set of user who is interested to buy laptops, and it takes the information and it checks this particular set of users, how many users can be able to convert into like a potential user they can able to buy, and how it will be recognized based on the data history. What are all the things which they purchased earlier? Based on the comparison, they will show different, they will make them to buy with popping out the information. This is kind of like a small set of supervised information which will be identified, and it will be converted as like a business. And unsupervised learning. So in such cases, there is no specific category. It will be like a whole Amazon customer becomes a data for them. From that, it will group, it will cluster set of customers. hey, these customer are interested in buying an some kind of like a TV, some kind of a fridge. These customers are interested in set of like a kitchen appliances. This set of they are buying furnitures. So it will group together, and again it will make them to buy. So these kind of learnings, or this is just an example what I gave between this pattern identification and supervised and unsupervised learning. And there is another algorithm where you can say like a reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning, let's take an example of a Spotify. So when you once you started learning Spotify or YouTube Music, whatever it is, it's automatically recognize, it will categorize to the new videos or new songs. It will identify. Also, it will not repeat the same behavior when you enters into your Spotify for the next time. How it works? It's kind of like a cue learning, or we can call it as like a reinforcement learning. When you are moving, you are started hearing one new song. When you hearing the song from the starting to ending, it himself, it will reward. Hey, it's like a feedback, as like a positive or as some kind of a negative feedback. This customer interested in this particular category of the audio, and it will make like a plus, and it will search all the related contents from his bucket, from his data set, and it will checks another pattern. It never stops searching for the pattern. A same person cannot be in the same mood all the time. Can be sometime I need to listen some kind of like a travel music. Sometimes I want to hear like some sleeping music. So it depends upon the time zone. So those kind of audios, the system Spotify has to suggest. So this kind of a reinforcement learning, it will operate it. Let's start like have a discussion about what are the algorithms which is there in the machine learning. I have fed some basic just a minute. Let's take a small information of the machine learning algorithms. Okay. K nearest neighbor. I hope some of the computer specialists, some of the computer tutors, professors might know about K nearest neighbor. So let me simply explain what it is. It's like a nearest information. Let's take an XY chart. In that XY chart, whatever the patterns your system has been classified based on the algorithm, and it will keeps a nearest dots, where the dots aligned with like a where you can identify. For example, the previous example what I have provided for the dogs with the pattern matching, it checks a dog having a different kind of a dog as well, where you can say like a Pomeranian dogs, Husky, German Shepherd. There is like a various breeds you can classify a dog is. Whereas in your information, what you have fed to the system, it will classify and put it into kind of like a German Shepherd. Okay, it has to be kind of like these patterns needs to be near, these patterns need to be scattered. This should be like this is a cat, which is not even relevant to the provided information. It's putting some kind of values. Based on the values, linear values, which is provided to the system, provided to the data in whatever the input which you given, trained with those data, and the algorithm will fetch and it will gives you the output. So this, I think this algorithm we usually call it as like a Euclidean distance. So which having like a, behind the scene, there is like a lot of mathematical formulas which is there, and it will be categorized in such a way. Whereas another algorithm, it's a K, K means clustering. So when you see clustering, automatically it will be like an unsupervised machine learning. So again, it initializes with your given centroids. Algorithm randomly picks and places the K dots. And again, it will assign a data points. It will update again and again. Let's say if you are specified, it will not, whatever the already identified information, even though which is right or wrong, again it will analyze, it will analyze, it will analyze. There is like a rotation based, multiple rotations, and it will fix for the right pattern of the data and till it aligns it properly. So automatically it trains itself, it works with himself, and it will identify and it will recognize a valid pattern. Okay, there is another algorithm called regression analysis and naive bias. What is regression analysis? Again, regression analysis also comes under supervised machine learning algorithm, and naive bias, which is like a predictors. Class predictor probability, we can call it as like a class predictor probability. So whereas in the regression analysis, it having like a predictors and outcomes. In the predictor, we call it as like a independent, just assume it's like an independent variable, which is not relevant, which is not being categorized as something else. And it gives like a some dependent variables. So these models are identified as like a numerical values, numbers. Based on the numbers, values being identified for the each and every trained data, and it will be kept as like a in the specific plotting in a graph. Let's talk as like a graphs. And a naive Bayes algorithm, which is like a class-based predictors. Usually, it's being used in the cybersecurity models because they are like a different firewalls. Even when you can say like a congratulations. So congratulations is a keyword where it can come as like a, hey, congratulations, you have been promoted. This is like a, not a spam. This is like a legitimate. Another email comes as like a, hey, congratulations, you won a lottery. This is a spam. There is a difference between the content, what is there aligned over there. So it's like a set of firewall, in the firewalls, under the firewalls, there is like a lot of rules and regulations which is kept over there. It has to be rules, only with the rules. Nowadays, easily hackers can able to bypass it because they also know what are the firewalls it can be in the market. They know how to bypass it. But system has to be in a situation, it has to be in a way, it has to be analyze the input data automatically, and it has to think himself, and it has to make a proper decision. So that is can be done based on the naive Bayes algorithm. All right. So fitting the right algorithm, it depends upon the implementation, where you are implementing and what kind of a purpose you are generating, where it's like a business impact, all depends where you want it to. Where you can see like a supervised learning and classification, you can use like a k-nearest neighbor and naive Bayes. as continuous prediction, regression analysis, where you can say like a continuous predictions. Regression analysis always it's like a number based. So all this being used in the share markets. So pattern discovery is like a set of informations as pre-trained with the based on those patterns. It will be identified, and this is like a excellent for customer segmentation and anomaly detection. So anomaly detections always where we left with like a as I gave like a clustering as an example for Amazon customers, where they have to be grouped between the new groups they have to be formed. So it's all as like a clustered information data clusters. From there, it has to be get grouped and identify a new pattern, and it has to be send it to the respective business. Bagging and stacking, ensemble models and combining power. So what does it mean, bagging and stacking? So far we have seen various algorithms, how it is not like a only one algorithm will suits for your complete AI purpose or your business to make your business intelligent. In bagging, you can use the same version of the algorithm. I mean, same algorithm with different versions, same machine learning algorithm. There is like a algorithm K nearest neighbor. There might be like a algorithm X, a new algorithm Y. So they will be like a combination. It will check for the predictions. And stacking, it's having several different machine learning algorithms working together. As for the same action, it can be a KNN or KN means, or can be a regression, or can be an bias. Bias and variance. Let's take a dice as an example. When you are rolling a dice for 5 times, you're predicting out of 5 times, it will be like a 4 times, always it will be 5 you're thinking of. And but actually for the instead of 4 times, it gives like a 3 times as like a 5 and 2 times as non-5, some other different number. This is kind of like a bias with small amount of deviation. So when it will occur, this predicted value will be like a when you have your model and kept and trained with a small set of data, and your model is like a kind of a legacy information. So this is also we need to be like a kind of a how to solve the problem when you are training any kind of a new data for the artificial intelligence. And there is a variance. This is like opposite. It will be like a at least it's 3 matching, but when in the variance, it's completely nothing is get matched with. So these things we call it as like a variance and bias. Okay. Now we need to start with like how it becomes rise of, I mean, how the new generative AI comes up, how it works, what are the basic things it fed with. Now, when you see ChatGPT, it's been trained with all the domain knowledge, text, images, videos, anything. Whatever you ask, it will answer, which is being trained with like a lot of huge amount of data. It's not done in like a one day. It's been in years. When you say in 2022, the system, when they are, I mean, like when 3.5, I mean, GPT 3.5 comes out, sorry, 3.2, 3, and then 3.5, which comes out, it having like a pre-trained information where you can say till the month of January 2022, whatever the information over there in the internet, it is being trained with. It's like a static set of data which already trained. It doesn't know what is in the current future. After January, what happened in the February, what happened in the March, it's not trained with those models. Then gradually they increased and they came up like a 4.0 model and 4.1. Now the current GPT model with ChatGPT is like a 5.2. So each and every model which comes up, and they are putting like a lot of, they are fixing and fixing himself, and the system fix himself, and automatically AI itself training himself. Initially with like a predictive AI, or you can say like a expert systems, we need to train the limitation. I mean, it is limited with like a data. And when it comes as like a generative AI, the AI needs to train himself. It needs to feed himself. The system made in such a way, hey, I gave the algorithms. I gave how to start working with. And you can improve yourself. You can make yourself intelligent. And these are all the ways you can get your inputs. So there is a 3 ways: self-supervised learning, and pseudo labels, and foundation models. But still, there is a limitations also there in Gen AI. Always you would have been noticed whenever AI generates an images, sorry, AI generates a content, it always used to tell, hey, please verify. AI will not give you the accurate content, or it will not give you the actual value which is accurate. It having a limitations, and it also having like a hallucination, and it's all depends upon the, it's, I mean, even though it's an having a all new patterns, whatever there in that, still it failed to recognize some kind of images, some kind of a data, and still the system is learning and learning and learning. There is a big difference you can see in the LLM. LLM, which is nothing but like a large language model, which is diverse with like a multiple patterns and categories, and with like a, where you can say like a models where, I mean, a separate model which is being trained with. For example, DAL-E. DAL-E is specialized with image identification. It's kind of like an image generation AI. Midjourney is like an image generation, and Stable Diffusion, it's like a another model which is produced by like a another like a set of groups, like they call it as like a team or glint, whatever it is. So these models are being trained by the different people, and it works in a way like a differently. So even there is a difference between being intelligent and seeming to be an intelligent. So whatever you given as like an input, if automatically it is mimicking whatever the input which you provided, if it responds to the given input, it's not intelligent. It's just like a mimicking. It's a parrot in a room, a parrot with you. I'm like a just thinks of like a parrot which is having a capability of repeating whatever you're saying. So whatever the inputs, whichever you provided to him, automatically it repeats. That's it. And Gen AI hallucination. What does it mean hallucination, and where it is in the Gen AI? When Gen AI creates inaccurate pseudo labels for the cat, it generates the label as like a dog. For chair, it identified it as like a table, inaccurate information. So these pseudo labels, Gen thinks himself as like he's intelligent, and automatically it is saying like it's showing an hallucination. The most interesting part of this Gen is the how the architecture it's being trained. Okay, the first one, generative adversarial networks, GANs, we commonly call it as. What does the GAN do? It having internally that algorithm trained as like a generator and discriminator. Let's take an example. You're asking, you are the discriminator, you're asking generator to draw an image of a vehicle. It draws something and it's giving to the discriminator. Discriminator gives the feedback, and again it draws. Discriminator, again it is identifying, no, it is not matching, give it. So it's like there is a various adversarial process, and it gives, until it gives like a photorealistic image, discriminator will not accept that is the right image. It means system himself getting trained with various iterations, and it needs to be produced the actual expected output. That architecture is called as like a generative adversarial networks. And another, it's called like a encoding and anomaly detection. It's like a variational encoder, VAE. So this is like a pattern of, we call it as like an autoencoder, encodes a pattern of perfection. It encodes an images, and it also identify the images which is not only images, which is not unrecognized stuffs will be converted as like anomalies. So these two things has become like a input feeder, as like a pattern identifier for the images. It exclusively works for the images. And last but not least, transformer model. This is the current AI generation, where you can see the abbreviation of GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. That means it encodes data by paying attention to the sequence and context. So when you are writing a prompt, your prompt being a sentence, and the prompt contains an question, contains what you are needed for. It always have what, why, where, and lot more informations you have provided in your prompt. And collectively, it will not read as like a separate keywords. It will not read as like a separate words. The transformer model reads as like a complete sentence. It understands. First, it will understand what we are trying to ask for, what our ask is. So based on the ask, based on the request, then it will produce a new content. That is called a Gen AI. Also, it recognizes your natural language. As I told, you can allow to talk in English, it can able to understand, or it can understand Hindi, it can understand Mandarin, it can understand Chinese, whatever the languages. So far it is being trained. Mostly, almost all the global languages has been trained with the Gen AI. All right. So far, whatever I have provided, it's how a Gen AI being evolved from starting from the intelligence, and what are the architectures and algorithms being used over here. Let's move to the tool demo. I mean, like I will explain few of the tools, how it works, and also I will show you I mean, I don't have like a time to show all the tools of the demo. I will give you like a some tools demo with this. What's the time now? Okay. All right. So let me pause here for 5 minutes. Let's everyone take a break for 5 minutes, and let's continue the session at 8 o'clock again. Thank you all. Let's meet you again at 8. Just be on the call. Don't quit. I will join in 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back to the session. Okay, let's take 5-10 minutes. We'll discuss about your queries. I request organizers, please turn on the chat window for the participants to raise some questions. So guys, let's take like a just 5-10 minutes max. We'll answer your questions and queries, and let's move on. I don't see any chats. Organizer, is the chat window enabled for the participant to send?
Yes, sir, we are enabled.
All right. Yeah, it's a nice question. So many students are debating that ChatGPT is more correct when compared to the teachers. It's not correct, or it's not like a judgment way. We have to be equipped, and we should be capable enough to answer the questions whatever they are raising. So when you say ChatGPT, it's also pre-trained with like informations where you can, so far, as like a coders, I mean, when you see as like a IT developers, they usually raise the questions over in the web, Stack Overflow, Google. It will give us and some answers, and we will take a copy of the, I mean, code, and we will use it. So it doesn't mean that a guy who doesn't know about it anything. There is a difference, as I told, being act as like a intelligent and seeming to be an intelligent. Okay, so when you're supposed to be equipped with the advanced tools. See, in the real world, there is not only ChatGPT. So ChatGPT was invented by the Open AI Forum. So the Open AI is the base model which they are having which they gave all the stuffs to the AI glint. I mean, like nowadays, whatever the AI which we are using, so they identify the models and they have provided us like a API gateways. And still, Gemini, they are having like a different API models and multiple AI tools which is comes. When you say ChatGPT, you can say like a Gemini also there, and you can say like a Purple XTA also there. When you say for the research, it will be more better than the ChatGPT. So one after another, when you say comparison, there is a lot of huge diversities between multiple AI tools. Okay, so whenever they say it's right, obviously it can be, but you need to be get cross verified. Your answer supposed to be, it needs to be cross verified, because we can't depend, or we can't uh, um, accept all the answers provided by the AI. Okay, what about algorithm for the best? It depends. So when you say like for example, numerical calculations, numerical analysis you're supposed to do, regression algorithm will be like a regression analysis will be like a best algorithm. When you say images, so DALI, these models, DALI model, and what is that, a Midjourney's, so Stable Fusion. So these are all the best models we can use. So it depends upon the usage and where we are implementing. So what kind of application we are generating together. Thank you. Sure. I will share it with your, organizers. The PPT, I will share it with your organizer and you can make use of it. And the upcoming, there is 2 PPTs which I have. So based on the time permits, I can complete as much I can. So prompt writing, it's a normal English language is more than enough. The AI system are capable enough to understand English is like a better than any other languages. Wherein you can also write prompts in Tamil or in your Hindi or in your Chinese, any languages you can prefer. But ideally, the system is started and equipped with like all the natural language processing so that there is no language dependency. So multiple responses, yes. So ChatGPT, let's talk it as like a GPT. So when it is identifies a relative information based on your query, it thinks these 2 information will makes you satisfied. It depends upon the user acceptance. For example, when you are asking a ChatGPT to write a code for identifying the email pattern, like a email regex pattern. So it gives you like a one pattern. Where it will first again it will ask. So in which code on which technology you wanted to write a code. So if you're saying like I wanted to write this in .NET, it will give you the .NET code. If you want you to write this in the some kind of a Python language, it will give you the Python language. But when you say email regex pattern, it will be like a common one. So the pattern, regex patterns, which is like a used in Python or .NET, anywhere it will be seems to be common. But when you compare any other information, hey, write a email sending code or write a encoding of AIS algorithm coding in this .NET or in the Python, it will give you the different kind of like a ways. The packages which is being used internally inside that, what it is being trained with the ChatGPT or what is provided in the web, it will collectively fetches multiple information. From the multiple information, internally it will compares which will be right, which will be like accurately matching. So when there is like a equivalent match between 2 information, it will give you like a multiple given options, equal values, so that user can select any one and up to you, and you can verify that one. Obviously, you can trust GPT response. Nowadays, GPT is trained with like a 5.2. It's updated with like a lot of new stuffs. So you can always trust GPT. And also, I would express a concern like not only ChatGPT. Please use all other web tools. Like there is a lot of tools exclusively for the related information. For example, if you wanted to code, you can use Cursor AI. If you wanted to do any kind of a researches, use Notebook LM and Kaggle. So there is a research. So Perplexity you can use. So people who are all having like who are all ATAL users, not even not supposed to be like a postpaid. So if you are like a prepaid users also, install ATAL app and you can see Perplexity is pro version is provided using the app. For that particular reason, using your SIM card, you can get the Perplexity Pro license and you can use it like for 1 year. It's around costing nowadays it's around 35K. So those 35K value amount, it will be like given as like a free for your 1 year of subscription. So you can use it. So there is like a lot of AI, such kind of things they are providing, because AI, they can't offer it for complete free, because just assume a system which is running with like which needs huge capability and needs to identify your actual response. It needs a memory, it needs a scalability, and it needs like analyzing capacity and identifying the right content. All it spends, the system needs to spend some usage of electricity and I mean a lot of things it has to be, so that the tokens whatever which we are given or offered by the GPTs, so it's completely limited. So they can give some amount of the stuffs only will be like a free, and remaining things they have to be charged. They don't have like any other choices. So even when you see ChatGPT, it gives the response, but the count of the text will be completely limited. It will not gives you the detailed information. Most of the times it will gives like a concise information, so that they can limit their tokens. When you purchase like a pro version or plus versions, so you will get like a more tokens being subscribed, and it will be like a more paragraphs will be text, words will be added over there. All right, let's take like a 1 or 2 questions. So if they are not checking the answers, you should ask them. You need to prepare that mindset. Tell them like see, use of ChatGPT, there is a lagging in the people who thinks like students earlier days, before this AI comes up, so they used to think. Nowadays they are not thinking, so they're just writing a prompt, and whatever the response which is given by ChatGPT, oh, this is right, they are producing. But they have to read it, and they have to think it whether this is right or wrong. You have to set the mindset. It's like a way. Just ask him, saying like hey, ChatGPT is giving everything, it's not given by you. So still your way of thinking, your way of looking at the system, it's like a zero knowledge. What ChatGPT produces, you are giving us like an answer to me. That is not, I mean, I will directly go and ask ChatGPT, not with you. So when you're supposed to think, then you have to read it, whatever the answers provided by GPT. You need to compare with your informations, what you have in your Google, and you have to compare your also ChatGPT will give you the reference where it fetched from. Whatever the questions which you're asking, it gives you the references. So those references they need to cross verify, and they need to come back with like a, hey, this information is right. Yeah, I cross verified, sir. So there is a wrong information provided in this particular response. So you can how to set the mindset. Yeah, it's nowadays in the artificial intelligence world, in the industry, so most of the people are struggling. People are coming from the freshers out from colleges. So hopefully you guys might have, I mean, almost I'm not saying everyone, so might have threatened the people, saying like hey, AI came up, you don't have a job, so AI will eat you, AI will suck your works, everything, right? Not exactly. Okay, so AI glint, the people who invented AI, they also following I mean like rules and regulations. They have empathy. Even when you read the book, it's not completely all the areas A being occupied. So just imagine when we don't have like a telephones, and after telephone emerge, there is like a telephone exchanges comes up. There is a lot of new telephone exchange systems, and jobs are I mean there is a lot of jobs created, right? After telephone gone, mobile wireless systems came up. Again, telephone systems gradually down. Nowadays there is no wired telephone networks. Sorry, maybe like a very few. So whenever the new technology comes, it's not like an end of your life. It's like we need to adopt to the new technology, and we need to learn and equip ourselves to get opportunities and to make use of the new opportunities and grow ourselves. So you need to train your, and you need to tell the students, saying like this is the AI world. Okay, so you need to train related to all the technologies. It's not like just using the application of the AI It's already done. The applications are already generated. Using the application, it will give you the response what you're prompting, but it's not the way what you can newly generate, right? So you need to equip with that and train with it. You need to uh, set the mindset of the students and make them and give some kind of a confidence. You can get knowledge and you can work with along with AI. All right, all right. There is a lot of questions. Mm. So accuracy with respect to Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok, or Perplexity, it depends. I will show you one of the tools in the AI market where you can have like a multiple AI comparison. So when you select all AI models, it will based on your prompt what you are giving. So it will fetch responses from all the areas. So it's not, sometimes Gemini will be best, sometimes ChatGPT may be best, and sometimes Grok may be best. It's related to the, all depends upon your prompt, how you are requesting the GPT, and how you are giving the accurate what you wanted information. If you provide a right prompt, it will gives you the right answer. Okay, if you simply writing like a hey, I wanted to learn something. So if you are typing in such a way, you wanted to learn something, but what you wanted to learn something, in which domain, where you wanted to get expertise. So if you specify, hey, I'm a IT engineer, so I wanted to get expertise in the cybersecurity knowledge. I wanted to have like some so and so information from you. So if you specify all this information, then it will produce a proper suggestions. Otherwise, if not, then it will give like a random answers and get the information messed up. Sure. At the end of my session, I will share my email ID. Okay, let's move to the next session with respect to the tools. What are all the AI tools which is available in the market? Right. Just a minute. I'm trying to hide this panel. Okay, guys. Let's understand the various AI tools which is available in the market. I have kept very few over here just for the knowledge purpose, and I will try to give some kind of like a demo in ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot and something else. Okay. So everybody knows what is ChatGPT, and it always acts with the prompt. So this is like a very good tool where you guys can use, and whatever the areas and domains, you can get the discovered information. But there is a limitation in the ChatGPT. It produces only the text-based information as a valid, like a most accurate. Sometimes the images, but still it needs to give like a lot of information to the as like a prompt to get like a clear set of an images. So most probably like what I could suggest, ChatGPT is an tool where you can get the text-based information based on your prompt, what you are providing. So as you guys know, you already have like you're already using the ChatGPT. So ideally you have created an account and conversations, you written the prompts and and so on. All right. So Gemini, I hope everybody knows about Nano Banana. After they invented a Nano Banana, so in a week of time, there is like a billions of users, sorry, millions of users started using it and started feeding their images and converting into kind of like a some kind of a new way of, I mean, stylistic way. They wanted to be standing in front of sea. They wanted to create and they keep themselves in front of, they're standing in front of, and they I mean forest. So likewise, lot of imaginations, whatever we so far seen in a dream. So all the dreams which is bringing into us like a real, the Google Gemini will use you, right? So not only that, and it also equipped with like a text, text to image, image to video, text to video. So coding, whatever the code you are requested. So both ChatGPT and nowadays Gemini gives you like a more advanced information. So still, when you say ChatGPT or Gemini, so people always prefer ChatGPT because there is the two things. One is the response time from the Gemini will be lower compared to the ChatGPT, and the accurate information from Gemini is like a still not that much precise. It's still having a concise information and not much. Sometimes it's not much accurate. So still it needs to be get trained with like a lot of data. That's why they are collecting data from you. Okay. So today's major highlighting tool, which I'm gonna explain, it's like a GitHub Copilot. So I will show you small demos from this, but before that, I'll tell you what it is, what Copilot and what GitHub Copilot. So what it is, I mean, connected with like AI. Okay. Nowadays, people in the IT world, most of the IT companies, you can say like a 95% of the IT companies, they are equipped with this GitHub Copilot. What it will do? What is GitHub? GitHub, which is nothing but like a source controller, where a same set of people working with the same set of code, they need to create the multiple branches. Okay, there will be like a master branch of your code, and it will be copied. It will be separated with like a new branches from the top. One master, it will be taken a copy into multiple branches. Those repositories usually maintained by GitHub. Whenever person A completes his code for the page A, the same for the page A, some other person B also writing a code. These two codes will be merged into like a master branch after the clear review. Sorry, give me a minute. This two kind of a different code for the same coding file will be get merged into like a master branch, and it will become like a common code. So this is the base use of GitHub. And what is Copilot? So Copilot is an AI engine which is given by Microsoft, and this Copilot is like a complete kind of a ChatGPT. I mean ChatGPT, and the place where it is being used. If I use a Copilot in my Outlook, it works only for that particular domain. Whatever the mails I supposed to write, if I ask Copilot, hey, can you please respond to this mail? Immediately it will read my mail content. Okay, it will start writing an email as like me. That is like a Copilot which is integrated with Outlook. When you go to Azure portal, there is like a different places Copilot has been integrated. Let me charge my system. I'm out of my battery. Just a minute, I will put torch. Yeah. Very left. Okay. So this Copilot being integrated into like a various environment where and all Microsoft systems works. So it also part of a Windows OS. Whenever you ask any questions related to the Windows, as in the Copilot, it will gives you some answers related to that particular domain. So domain-based system they created. So now they integrated with GitHub and Copilot. So GitHub having like a all the kind of all language code repository which it contains, which knows, which read, which trained with all the codes. Now Copilot AI integrating, and now it becomes like it having a very good capability producing any kind of a code. Okay. In GitHub Copilot, there is a various commands we should use. So with the help of the command, it will update your code, it will fine tune your code, it will correct the errors in your code, it will write a comments, whatever, so and so. So these commands starts with slash. When you add the slash, automatically it recognizes, oh, we are going to give some, user is about to give some kind of a command to act. Okay, let's start with /doc. When I'm saying /doc, it start inserting a documenting, comment to the lines where and all you are highlighting, which method you are highlighting, which file you are highlighting. So automatically it starts writing a command. Let me show you a live demo with my code structure. Okay, so right now I'm in Visual Studio. So I have opened one of my code repo. So let me take this code method. I'm selecting. Now in my right side panel, you can see GitHub Copilot is integrated. I'm just opening. Okay, just slash, and I'm typing. I don't need to even type. So there is a doc which is giving like a smart intelligence /doc. It's checking the /doc the code. So code, which is means I have selected the code here in C#, and you can see it is also highlighting hash with hash. Hash means it is need to identify the file name. My file name is send omnicenter purchase order handler. So you can see the omnicenter purchase order handler, and .cs file. And also, it also recognized where the starting line of my code and ending line of my code. So line starts from 44 and ending with 73. If I'm entering there, it will read your code and it will start analyzing and it will produce a document. You can see, let me expand this. You can see top of my method, it returned. Because I have selected the whole method, I have asked the /doc. So it returned handles the conception of the processing, validation, and messaging for Omni Center. The purchase order, message to process. Yes, that's exactly what the message will do, what this method will do. So if I click on apply, it applies to the method. Oops. See here. So it corrected it checks the code and line by line it is interpreting, and it already added my comment over here. Okay. So this is what /doc will do. In /explain, the name, the keyword itself says something we are asking a GitHub Copilot to explain. Sometimes nowadays, newbies or even experts or even intermediates who knows how to write a code, who knows what the syntax will do, but it will be difficult to understand the top to bottom of the code, why it is being written, what is the logic behind, what are all the variables which is being used, internal methods, lot of stuffs it has to be checked. So it takes more time for you. Ideally, we have to debug one by one line to understand each and every line of code, what input, what it is producing. So there is a simple way where you can get an explanation for a code, a complex code, using a GitHub Copilot. Let me go to some other file. Okay, let me select this method. If I go to GitHub Copilot /explain, so it automatically read /explain for the code which is in the file and selected range of the particular code. Press enter. It reads the code and it starts giving like a what your code does. Purpose of this code, it's a handles and interface, Omni Center facility updated, event, updating facility mappings and requesting stock area information. See, this response not based on the only given selection area of your code. Usually, this Copilot, GitHub Copilot, will read entire code base of your complete code sets. I mean, your project, it will read your complete project. And it will understand what coding structure returned, what kind of, where it is being, where is the starting point, and how each and every line of code working, how it working. So what is the connectivity between this particular interface, that particular interface, where is the dependency injection is involved. So everything it will be read and then it kept at the fingertip, then it starts answering. Because if you see this, it's saying like a facility mappings and requesting stock area information. So I have not provided any information over here related to the stock area, related to the facility mapping, anything. As it understood the complete system and it starts producing that information. You may wonder, Vijay, should I have to write only this commands to get this answered? No, not like that. You can ask like how you are writing a comment to the ChatGPT. You can write here as well. I'm writing. I'm asking like, can you identify the starting startup for this project? Let's see what it is doing. As if my project is like a lot of internal projects, so that it is identifying. See, it's give the answer. Your app, it gets your application starts from pre-start initializer.cs file. And it rates why it is being identified. So it is being decorated with pre-start initializer and it's initializing the startup files. So likewise, any questions you will be wonder when you are using this GitHub Copilot. Oh my God, even when you are writing your code also, you might not identify such kind of things. You can optimize your code. You can identify typos. You can write a test cases with this using of the GitHub Copilot. So /explain will do this, and there is a /fix. So I'm not going to show any demo on that one. You can see right hand side I gave the code snippet where you can read and you can. So I will explain. So you just take a look at that code and before and after, and give me a thumbs up. How many of you understood? Great. A lot of people understood. Okay. Let me explain, because I know a lot of non-computer department peoples over here. So see this buggy code, which is saying like a initially I'm setting for this is like a constant variable and setting the value as like a null. And after that, after setting the value as like a null, immediately next value, I'm trying to map something over here, which I don't have like information. So what I have fixed with using the fix, I'm just first initializing users equals null, and I'm classifying this information based on the condition if and else. If user having some data and which is like a array type, it is identifying array it is an array or not. That means like a list of data or not. If it is a list of data, then I will map and name what I have in my it is mapping the value. If user having a null and it having like a no array information, it goes to the else. So this time when you what you fixed in the under the fixed code, it will not throw an error while it is compiling, while it is executing. But the buggy code will throw an error. It will show a syntax error or something. All right. Slash generate. This is another great command for any coders. How it has become a great command? What it will do? Simply I'm asking slash generate. If I'm giving like a, can you please generate a, give an example, generate a function that validates email address using regex and returns true or false. Your prompt is ready. You're giving an action as like a generate. For that action generate, based on your prompt, it will fetch the code for your respective course, tech stack. It will identify the code from the net and it will put you the valid code. Your job is done, basically. It's just like a small example. Even you can collectively write like a lot of code can be get generated using this generate command. And next will be like optimize. See, it's before and optimized code. The input, what you're providing like a multiple nested for loops. When you're giving a nested for loops, what will happen? The performance will go down. Always, we used to reduce the number of for being used in our application. Always, we need to be very much keen in this. So based on the before and after, where it reduced the multiple use of the nested for loops and it optimized, it gave like a actual proper standard code. It's completely now 85% of the memory usage reductions. This is like one of the best command where GitHub Copilot will use it. This is another one. Very good command for the people who doesn't know how to write a test cases. In the industry, where you can see like 80% of the coders will not write a test cases. They know the logic how to write. Actual development, whatever the task which you are giving, so they accomplish everything, but they don't know how to write test cases. Also, the laziness, they don't want to write a test cases. So why we need to write a test cases? It's like for automations. So you should have these test cases in your project. When you're running a test cases, automatically it will validate all your code features will be based on your test cases. No manual testing is not required. So automatically your code will be gets validated and it will be we can ensure, oh, my logic is working perfectly. Okay, so they will not write. So for that writing test cases also, they have provided a proper command slash test. If you put for that particular selected controller, control method or any methods, so automatically it will write the respective test cases under the respective project. So you don't need to worry about it. And there is a help command. This help command will gives you the how to use the GitHub Copilot. It will gives you the lot of information, command reference, example snippets, context aware help. So a lot more. All right, the next tool, which is Cursor AI. So I hope many of you aware of the Cursor AI. Cursor AI always used for writing a code more than a ChatGPT. So where you can use the Cursor AI, but also you need to be like verify the code what it is produced. So the way how you are giving a prompt, based on the prompt, it will produce the clear kind of a code base, but still it is under kind of a it is being getting trained in a lot of ways. There is a limitations or there in the Cursor AI, but it will be used when first AI tool which completely for the code purpose is the Cursor AI. As I explained, Perplexity being used for the, um, I mean, for the research purpose, you can get this clear research purpose. So Notebook LM and Kaggle, again, this is for the research purpose. I will give you the detailed screenshots in another PPT. I'll show you. I mean, I don't have like a time to walk through all the things in over in like in applications, because everything is not free. I have to pay for some of the tools. We have to pay for it, so I don't have like a license for that. So some of the tools which I have worked, and I took the screenshots, and then I have kept in another PPT. I will show like a PPT. I mean like a demo slides. So this notebook LM and Kaggle also used for the research purpose, which having like a notebook LM having like a wide informations where you can have like a lot of stuffs. You can do it in the using notebook LM. So Midjourney, this is AI specific, sorry, image specific AI tool. So where you can create a exactly realistic images with Midjourney, which uses, I mean, behind the scene, it uses like a stable diffusion algorithm. You can see I have kept like a whatever the tool which just we saw here depends upon the usage and category, which tool will be the best. When you are wanted to ask like a general questions and writing anything, you can use ChatGPT or Gemini. Any software development, you're supposed to use GitHub Copilot or Cursor. Creating visuals, images, you can use Midjourney. And any research related stuffs, you can use Perplexity and Notebook LM. Related to the data science and ML, you can use Kaggle as your AI assistant. It all depends upon the data set what you are providing. Okay. So how's my PPT looks like? Is it amazing? I mean, the text, images, slides, whatever I created. I will give you one secret now. This PPT is created by me, but not created by me. That means I have provided the text content to write a PPT, but it is being written by Gamma app. That is like one of the Gamma AI. Let me show you a smart demo on that one. This will be like usable for you guys, maybe in your day-to-day life. I mean, you can log in with your normal Gmail account. Okay. Initially, you will get like a 200 credits as like a free credits. Till 200 credits are available, you can generate your PPT. And still, there is a limitation where you can generate a 10 slides as a free. Compared to various other presentation AIs, this is one of the good tool. At least it is giving for free. You can create like a one Gmail account. You can create like a for 200 credits. You can make it yours. Your PPT is like a lively and it's good in stuffs. Okay, let me create like a create new PPT. You have like a various options where you can see you can generate from the one-line prompt. You can copy paste like a big text, and you can ask Gamma to create new one. And you can import a file, PPT file, or providing an URL to get this created. And you can generate from any of the new template. normally. So let me use paste in text. Let me see what I'm having. Okay, there's my notes. Let me take it at predictive AI and generative AI. I'm just giving a text. Hmm. I have given a text stating what it has to do based on what information I need to give. So I just gave this, and it is asking, what do you want to do with this content? Generate from notes and outline, summarizing long text or document, preserve this exact. Let me summarize long text or document. And next step, it is looking for, should I have to give like a concise information or detailed information or extensive or minimal information? This time I will select concise, and also it gives you like a various slide selections. Now my slide is like a gold relief, what I have selected. And if I give like a wine, sprout, basic light, let me select a professional. Mm. Out, light, colorful. Okay, just for example, let me select this. Okay, and let me click OK. I have selected my slide pattern. I'm saying like a image sources, A images. You can get it from the A images, or else you can suggest like a web images, stock images, illustrations, anywhere you need to specify the source. And A image model, anything you can auto select, or you can specify which model you want it to be get used to for. Okay. Now I'm gonna click generate. So what is the maximum chord I'm selected? It's like a 10 chords. Now you can see the magic. How's it? Awesome. Wow, pretty good. Okay, now the next question will be, hey, I have generated this PPT. Can I use it? Can I able to export it? Yeah, you can. Go to this right side, three dots, click this. You have an option called export. till your credit is available, you can export anything. Once the credit is done, you can use different email ID. That's it. And I'm clicking on the export to PowerPoint. It started exporting. You can see this PowerPoint will be export hide made with gamma batch. This gamma batch will be there. I will show you what is gamma batch. So it is saying like a go to plus. That means like a purchase me and I will remove that gamma batch. That is the easiest way can be get removed. I think my credit gone. It's exporting. Rightly, it should have exported by this time. All right, it got exported. I'll scroll in my downloads. Let me open this folder and opening my PPT. I'm enabling my editing content. See, whatever I generated over there, I have now. Good images. What was mentioned, this is the made with gamma symbol. They are saying like to remove this, you need to purchase a plus. So now you exported. Hey, this particular PPT will show me like this PPT generated not by me, by some AI. How to hide this? It's very simple. Go to slideshow and you have an option. Sorry, go to view and go to slide master. Hope you guys able to see my PPT screen, right? Okay. So check the slide, go to the made with gamma, select that one, remove it. That's it for this one. I don't need to purchase a plus version. There is a couple of things. Okay, this is enough for the demo purpose. You can see some of the slides, it's already removed, right? Now, this is generated by you. You have like a clear catching PPT presentation is ready for your presentation. Okay. All right. So this is all about gamma. And where I left. Don't worry, I will wrap it up ASAP. So DALL-E is one of the model used for the image generation purpose. This is like one of the model produced by the OpenAI. DALL-E, Canva AI, this is all like a image purpose. This is like a mostly, it's a paid version. Canva will be like a paid version. Compose, Zapier, Cloudy. Okay, let's move to quickly. Another one interesting AI tool, Parakit AI. Okay, so these things nowadays becomes like a more familiar between the people who is giving the interview. You know what it is doing? Whatever the questions, any question, whatever the question asked by your interviewer, Parakit AI will answer you. On screen, it will answer you without visible to your interviewer. Let me show you a short demo on that one. Not a demo, just some UI YouTube video. Guys, this audio is, are you able to hear that video's audio? No, okay. Let me try happening. Okay, audio is not required. Just like I will play this video for you guys. Oh, sorry, I think it's not visible to you. Let me reshare again. I'm sorry, let me present it again.
all know that job interviews
Let me
can be
know.
scary.
Now audio is, are you guys able to hear the audio?
Job interviews can be scary, especially when you don't know what to expect. But what if you had an assistant who knows all the answers and always knows what to say?
What?
Introducing Parakit AI, an AI assistant that listens to your conversation and answers all questions in real time with the power of ChatGPT 4.0. You can use Parakit AI with any video conferencing software such as Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, and it is 100% private and undetectable. Parakit AI can understand and reply in 52 different languages, and it provides custom answers based on the company and the position that you're applying to. It will also be able to generate perfectly unique replies based on your resume and the life stories, which you will be able to upload before the interview. Now let's see it in action. To begin, open up the Google Chrome browser and type in the app.parakit.ai.com into the URL bar and sign up using your Google account. What you're seeing right now is the homepage with some basic information to get you going. The interview sessions page on the left is where you will begin your calls. There are two types of sessions available: a free trial session where you can test out Parakit AI for 5 minutes at no cost, and an actual session which costs 1 credit for 1 hour of the interview. To begin, click Start Session on the top right corner of the screen and then type in the company and the position you're applying to. This way, Parakit AI will be able to provide custom answers based on your needs. Now, just select the language and click Start Session. Now it's time to connect Parakeet AI to the window or the tab where the meeting will be taking place. For best results, we suggest opening a meeting in the new tab inside the same browser window that you're already using. Click Connect again and then select the tab where the meeting is taking place. If the audio slider on the bottom right is turned off, make sure to turn it on so Parakeet AI can actually hear your conversation. Now click Share and the interview can begin. As you can see, the meeting is taking place on the top left corner of your screen. The real-time transcription of the meeting will be shown below the conversation, and the responses from Parakeet AI will be shown on the right half of the screen. Parakeet AI automatically recognizes questions from your conversation, and all you have to do in order to get a response is click Generate Response button on the bottom of the screen, or simply press the spacebar key on your keyboard. So let's test it out. How would you reverse a Java string? The Parakeet AI recognized the question and provided the answer on the right. How would you explain the difference between Instagram and Facebook advertising? Once again, Parakeet AI recognizes the question and answers it through the power of ChatGPT 4.0. Now you can create your own Parakeet AI account, test it out with a free trial, and when you're ready for your real interview, click the button on the bottom left corner of the screen to get credits. With Parakeet AI, you really don't have to worry about what's coming in that interview because you'll be ready. Good luck.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's the power of Parakeet AI with the ChatGPT 4.0. Now it is equipped with latest models. Whatever interview you are asking, the questions recognized by the Parakeet AI, and it gives the answer. Job seeker, just he has to read it. Enough. What's next? Veed, it's like a professional video editing tool, which is gives like a various ways you can prepare one-click background removal, text-to-speech voice dubbing, and screen and webcam recording, professional templates, and stock libraries. Okay, this is for you guys, so you can note it down. There is like a various educational purpose AI models, AI tools in the market. So GradScope, Turnitin, and Quizlet, Grammarly, Otter AI, Notion AI. So it performs the various different actions. Out of that, Notion AI, where you can have like a all-in-one workspace. There you have like a various different so one of the question you guys asked, which one is best? You can get the comparison in the Notion AI. So you can allow it to select all the GPTs, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Cursor, whatever it is. So it will produce the different results from different models, and everything. It will be like you can use it off. That's it. Select the right tool and integrate thoughtfully and stay curious. I'm done with the current session. So there is like another small PPT. It takes more time, but till I'm aware the time is available, I will show this one. Want a research assistant in your team who works 24/7 for you? It's a tool called Grok. This AI tool will make you the deep search and gives you like a consolidated of reports and how it will be. You have to go to grok.com and give it like a customized, just let me minimize, customized prompt according to your need by typing in the box through the text-to-speech button, and enable the deep search, and it will identify the research process. Whatever the research, whatever the things you are looking for, it will do the deep search and it will give you the accurate responses. It looks like it will generate the structured output. At the end, you will get like a detailed report as per your requirement, also with all the references and its links. So you can see the screenshots of these things. Don't trust only Grok to do the work and want to try it in Gemini, ChatGPT, and more. Yeah, you can use the multi. So this multi, your all-in-one AI companion for writing, coding, research, design, automation, and productivity, faster, smarter, and effortless. So you can go to the app.getmulti.ai. So there you can use the compare models. So in your compare model, you are allowed to select all the models to compare. It will produce the different response from all the models. All models generate answers simultaneously, and you can choose the best output, whatever which is relevant to you. So this will be help you. People who was asking which one is the best model to use. So this will be the best model. Too lazy to type. Yeah, sometimes Whisperflow AI. This one will recognize your voice and you have to speak, and it will convert into your recognized. I mean, it will convert into like a text format. You can no need to type anything. Then want to do like a analyze or scan a PPT, or you need to identify or read or research on the PDF files or insights. Use the notebook LM. So this notebook LM provides us like a lot of informations, generates PPT, infographics, podcasts, a lot. Let's see one by one. So go to notebook LM, and this is the interface looks like. You can add your sources, multiple files, multiple images, whatever you wanted to get this research, you can add over here. And also you can feed video link, YouTube link. Then you need to select the respective model, whether it is a fast search or deep search. Then you have to give your prompt. Here use your financial informations and integrated annual report you have provided over here. Any document you can upload here can be turned into like a podcast, just like an audio overview. When you select the option as like an audio overview. This is a file overview. This is like an audio, video, or you can do a mind map, like generating an infographics, or you can create a quiz, slide PPTs, infographics, lot of things. I'm just moving the slides one by one, just read it out. You can also create a mind maps and infographics based on the provided information. You can generate a quiz. While generating a quiz, you also set the difficulty level, easy, medium, or hard. So based on that, it will generate the questions and PPT generations. Next, this is ANA. ANA is like an archive where you can get a lot of books for free. Even the books, whatever you're supposed to purchase when you're searching in the online. So those books, most of the books, you will get it from here. Sci-Hub, LibChain, most of this, books library, you can get it. So what you have to do, you have to go to announcearchive.org, identify the book, and you can download it. Okay, want to create a posters, creativities for your work using an AI? Which tool will be the best? It's by default a Gemini. Gemini will be the best AI where it will produce like a posters, it's nano banana. you can use it Nano Banana, where you can get good results in these things, images. Takes a lot of time to do the web development, or you don't know how to do it. So you can do your web development very easily. So without knowing how to write a code, without having a knowledge how to do this, you can use a Gemini. You have to give like a proper content. Can you create a UI for the website? Can you write a code for the front end and back end? It will do. It will write a HTML, CSS files, and it will write a front end, back end code. Your website will be ready. Want to build the entire application as well without knowing coding language, coding knowledge. This is the Google AI Studio. So Google AI Studio, which comes up with like all the bundled information, where you no need to know about any kind of like a coding or tech stacks. So based on the prompt what you are giving, so it will generate the required kind of a tool. So where you can do the data analysis. Julius AI. Julius AI, it will be like a powerful tool where it will kind of like a data scientist. So it will analyze your data provided data set and it will produce the accurate results. Nowadays, this kind of AI is being integrated and using for the stock market analysis based on the data set, based on the provided data set, it will analyze and it will give you the updated informations. Okay, how we can search a job or crack your interviews? Obviously, ChatGPT will help you. And now you saw the Parakeet AI, right? That also will help you. Difficult to find high-paid jobs where you can apply. You can use Comet. If once you give your profile and what are the job descriptions which you are giving, it will help you out. Download the Comet and attach your resume. Give the prompt as per your need and start the chat. It will identify. It will search the jobs from various sites like a LinkedIn and all the connect with like all the respective job portals. Thank you all. I'm done with my session. Now you can raise your questions. Please turn on the chat window for the team to raise questions. I'm sorry, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. Thank you. Thank you all for all your wishes. Thank you so much, guys. I'm very much happy for presenting the session and share my knowledge with you guys. I hope more than me, there is like a lot of people are a lot of tools and knowledges. So organizers, could you please turn on the chat window?
Yes, sir, we enabled.
Yeah. Okay, let's take 10 minutes for the question answer session. So anybody wants to raise queries, so please do so. No, not all the all the tools are free. Most of the tools you have to pay for some kind of extensive usage. Initially, they will be give like a small credits like a for the trying purpose. So, but after that, you're supposed to purchase. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. Thank you. I'm not getting one of the question raised by Srinivas and prompt tool name, please. So can you be specific? So easily you can identify the students. You can evaluate when you see the data itself, like it's fine-tuned, it's like a precise and proper grammatical information. Everything is produced by the AI. So this is very simple to identify whether it is produced, whether the content is given by AI or the students generated. You can use Perplexity for the research or Notebook LM. And I just shown an archive, an archive for the books library. Whereas this will be useful. I mean, like this. Whatever the Perplexity is like more than enough, and Notebook LM as well. Sure, I will share the PPTs with the organizers, so they will share with you guys. Mathematical topic notes, you can use ChatGPT. That will be like a well and good, or else you can use what is that? There is specific AI for the mathematics usage out there. I forgot that. So whenever you look for that images, use Gemini or use Midjourney. Midjourney will be helpful for you. Yeah, you can create a PPT based, giving the contents of your syllabus, but still you need to give some kind of like a precise information to get like a accurate automated generated information. Obviously, you can make a story video. You can use Weed. Weed will help you. So comparison between the effectiveness of the AI tool, what I shown, one of the tool, right? You can, is it? I just totally forgot. Use Get Multi. All right. Thank you all.
Hi all. We extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Vijaykumar Ravi sir for sharing their expertise on AI and AI tools. Your guidance and the practical insights have been invaluable to all the participants, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you to all the participants for your active involvement and valuable participation. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. So it's like a very happiest time for me to meet everyone. I'm very much, blessed. Thank you all. Have a good day. Okay.
Participants, please fill the feedback form.
So most of the people saying like their feedback form is not, they are not able to open. So please
Okay, we
understand.
will send again. In WhatsApp group also we will send. Adishri ma'am.
Thank you all. I'm leaving this.
Ma'am.
Send the feedback link again.
Okay, ma'am. I'll share, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you all. We will share the feedback link in WhatsApp group also. We will share the today's attendance Excel sheet in group. Please check your attendance. If you have filled your feedback form, you can leave the meeting, please. We send the WhatsApp official group link also. All of you join in that group, please. In every day, you can use the same Google Meet link. So no issues. Yes, you can leave after completing you are filling the feedback form. You can leave the meeting, please. Yes, sir. We will share the PPT also. After getting from resource person, we will share the PPT too in the group. We shared feedback link into group also. Please check. There is no attendance link. It was tracking automatically. So we will share the Excel sheet. It was created by Google. We will share. Manimaran sir, feedback link is working. Please check once again. It is also there in our WhatsApp group. All of you can leave the meeting. Okay, thank you all. We will going to wind up our meeting. Tomorrow, all of you join on the time. Okay, you too. First day today was a little bit delayed, but tomorrow onwards we can start on time. Okay, thank you all.